All right, let's start at the very beginning with your birthplace.
Born in Oamaru, up on a farm in Kuria.
Right. And were you raised on that farm?
Yep, been there. I was there right the way through. Well, Mum and Dad are still there now. I went to Kuria School. And
What sort of farm is it?
I was a sheep farm originally, and then over the last sort of probably 5 years, or 5 to 10 years, ever since we sort of got irrigation up on the farm there, yeah, we've gone to dairy grazing more so.
Right.
Yeah.
And what was your jobs as a kid?
Oh, putting up brake fences and shifting cows, opening gates.
Right.
Just all the wee jobs to help Dad, yeah.
And how many of your kids?
I've just got an older sister.
Right. And she does what?
Well, she's just been travelling over in England for the last sort of 12 months, and she's back home now. Got no money, so living at home, working in Kuria at the pub. So.
All right.
Yeah.
What about family talent, sporting talent? Where did that come from?
Mum always claims it. She was always a bit of a squash player, and Dad actually, he was a shearer, shore for New Zealand for a wee bit.
Right.
Yes, and also he was quite into his jet sprinting, so he was probably a bit more.
Right.
Wasn't so much sporting, but yeah, no. He was,
You haven't mentioned rugby yet.
No. He didn't. He played first 15 and played for Kuria, but yeah, never really played too much footy.
Right. And so when did you start playing footy?
Ever since I was 4 or 5, since I could. Dad was always the coach from probably when I was 4 to about 12, so he always, yeah.
You didn't dabble in any other sports? Or was there...
Yep. Tennis, played a bit of that. Nothing too serious, but yeah, played a wee bit of tennis, a wee bit of cricket, and then just mucked around at school playing a few of the others.
So what sort of age did you realise you're quite good at this game?
Probably wasn't. I felt I was quite a sort of slow developer, so I was, yeah, and it wasn't for a while. I played open side till 5th form.
Right.
And then I was getting pretty small and beaten up, so...
At what college?
Otago Boys.
Right.
Yeah. And, yeah, decided to try the first 5. And I always liked kicking the ball around and mucking about, so...
Right.
Yeah, ended up there and things went pretty good.
First 15?
Yep, in 7th form. There was a couple of injuries, which meant I got a wee run in 6th form. But mate, yeah, 7th form.
What year would that have been?
2008.
Right. And how competitive were Otago Boys that year?
Yeah, relatively.
Did you beat Southern Boys?
No, we didn't. No, unfortunately. Which, yeah, so we missed out on playing the South Island final because we lost to them. I think it was a wet, cold day down in Invercargill. Might have even been snowing at one stage.
Got all the excuses already, even at school, that's all right. So that was, so after just 1 year, it was straight to where after school?
I actually I injured my knee and had to get surgery on it, so I ended up going back home to the farm and sort of rehabbing and just for some work, just working on the farm until it was probably 3/4 of the way through the season before I could play. Right. And a friend of mine that was the halfback for the first 15 said, "Oh, you can live at my house, and as long as you play for Tyree." And,
right.
And yeah, so I came down and played a few games towards the end of 2009. Right. Just played a few games for Tyree, and yeah, things sort of just carried on from there.
So you've not been in any New Zealand age group setups?
Yep. From that year, I ended up making Otago under-19s, and from that got picked for the New Zealand 20s camps and that. And yeah, I was lucky enough to make that team.
So what was talk us through that experience?
Yeah, well, for me, I've never really made many rep teams or anything coming through the age group, so it was all pretty scary, I suppose, for a start. Come together for this camp, there's about 40 players, and you're sort of thinking, what am I doing here? But yeah, just got stuck in and gave it a crack, and yeah, no, I loved it.
What about the selection process? Did you sort of know you were close, or?
It was hard to know. I mean, all the other guys I thought were good players as well. So it was never really had any idea until they selected the team.
So you're off to?
Went to Argentina, which was a bit of an eye-opening experience over there. Seeing sort of the slums and that of over there, and then sort of the rich part. It sort of felt like if you're either rich or you're poor. And but no, it was an unbelievable tournament.
Successful campaign too.
Yeah, we won it. So.
Was that the last year you were eligible age group?
Yep. 2010. So
you only had one crack at it, really, didn't you?
Yeah. But yeah, no, we had an awesome team, and there's quite a lot of players now, even playing Super Rugby, and a couple in the All Blacks. So.
And how do you think you performed individually?
I think, well, I felt like I held my own. I didn't play a lot. I was on the bench sort of most of it, but felt like I did my job, and I was happy.
Obviously got your name out there. So when you come back, Otago squad involved?
Yep. I played a little bit of Otago B, and then got because of an injury, I got a chance and played a couple of games that year when I came back.
So what was your first class encounter?
Versus Taranaki at Carisbrook. Unfortunately, we lost, but.
What was your impression of that first day?
It was pretty unreal feeling. Being out there with a lot of guys that I'd sort of idolised since I was a kid, and getting to play against them was pretty cool. Yeah.
What year was that?
2010.
So a big year for you, wasn't it?
Yeah. It all sort of in 1 year. It all sort of happened, and. Yeah, set me away really.
So, come around 2011, how did you feel your season was going to pan out?
Oh, it was actually one of the last game of the season. I broke my leg, so that sort of that took a long time to come right, and didn't really play a lot. Tony Brown came back for Otago that year, and so he started pretty most of the game. So I was in the environment and got a feel for it, and that probably is what really sort of set me up for this year, I suppose, knowing all the ins and outs of the competition and what was expected of you. And I'd say with him sort of being a mentor, and that was probably the biggest help. Yeah.
Because he came back this year and was the coach.
Yeah.
So at least you knew your playing spot was okay.
Yeah, he gave me the opportunity to have a run around. So, but he's been awesome. He's helped me with all the finer detail, I suppose, that when you've got a coach that probably didn't play your position, then you might not get. And he's been awesome.
The type of game seems to suit you. A very expensive game Otago played. There's some great games here at Forsyth Bay, weren't there?
Yeah.
Big scoring games and ball all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose when the ball's always dry and there's no wind, the conditions sort of allow you to throw the ball around, and that's the way he likes to play. And it suited me, getting to run around a bit more.
And you had lots of guys with gas too outside, so if you could get it to them, they paid divvies.
Yeah, exactly. Guys like Bucky and Marshall, Tony Ensor, they all had great seasons and finished off a lot of good tries for us. So, yeah, it was a good year.
Apart from your all-round skill, and I don't want to take anything away from that, obviously what perhaps helped shoot you to fame is you could do something that other people couldn't, more famous than yourself, and that was kick goals here.
Yeah.
And 90+%.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't quite sort of, I'm not sure what goes wrong with all the others, but someone once told me something about when there's only 2,000 or 3,000 there, which there normally is for an Otago game, compared to 30,000 when the All Blacks play. Something about the oxygen in the stadium or something. Somehow
sounds a crazy idea to me, but could be. Yeah.
That's what some scientist rang me up and tried to explain to me. So yeah, no. So I'm still not sure, but hopefully they keep going over for me anyway.
Well, you're kicking well elsewhere as well. It wasn't just the stadium. So you obviously just the rhythms are good.
Yeah. And again, that's probably thanks to Brownie. He got me to change my kicking tee.
Right.
Sort of last year.
Higher, lower, different?
Higher and pointing it forward.
Right.
He sort of seemed to think that you can probably afford to miss-hit the ball a wee bit and it would still go straight and still go over, opposed to being straight up and down. There's not as much room for error. So.
Okay. So that's the one scientific theory that has worked.
Yeah. That was his theory anyway, and it seems to be working. So I'll stick at it.
But it helped make you an attractive package, didn't it?
Because
it's an important element of the game.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people say the first guy you pick in your team's your goal kicker, and it's crucial to keep the scoreboard ticking over. And I suppose if you can do that, then you're a big asset to your team. So.
There'll be 18,000 on average, so I don't know what the science mix there is, but I think if you still kick them at the middle of the post, you'll be right.
Yeah, hopefully.
Do you find is there any difference in the distance you can kick here versus, say, on a calm day at another park?
No,
it seems to be about the right.
Yeah,
from what
it seems to be pretty similar. Yeah.
You don't think about it too much, do you?
No. You just have a kick round the sort of day before a game, and you know, you have a bit of a test of where you can go from, and in your mind, you know generally if you're going to have the distance or not. So.
Another nice thing about you being picked is you got your halfback mate with you, Fumiaki Tanaka, who is an excellent guy for getting the ball out of impossible positions.
He had a great season. He was a bit of he was a surprise. I mean, you look at the guy and you think, "Is you sure you want to come out here and play?" No, he was awesome. He was in there, cleared the ball quickly, and that was probably another reason why our outsides had the opportunity to express themselves this year with just the extra couple of seconds that he was buying them.
Because between you and you're not the biggest inside back combination.
No.
This game was running around, was it?
No, I did notice there was a few teams sort of target that area. Had to make a few tackles this year, but no, it was good.
Yeah. He doesn't speak great English yet, and we'll catch up with him later, but what about communication between the two of you?
No, his English isn't great, but he seems to know. You give him the calls, and he seems to just, as long as you stick to those calls, he understands just like anyone else would. So.
Right. So it didn't pose a problem at any point?
No. Maybe just in training you sort of got to discuss things a wee bit differently, I guess, and more, I suppose, show him what you want, and then he's alright. But yeah, that's never a problem when it comes game time. You've always sort of figured those things out.
The longer he's here, the better it'll get too.
Yeah. And now that I sort of know how he plays and he sort of knows how I play, it can only help.
And how far through the ITM Cup season did you hear that you were in line for something here?
Wasn't until might have been just before the semi-finals.
Right.
Got a phone call saying, we like the way you're going. And
from Jamie?
Yeah, and just keep doing what you're doing, and the opportunities is there for you.
Right.
So.
You've taken it?
Yeah, it was a bit nervous for the next game after that. But it was an awesome opportunity, and can't wait to.
So you signed up for how long?
Just one season.
Just to see how you go?
Yep.
So it'll be pressure's on.
Yeah. No, the pressure's on, but it'll be good. I'm looking forward to it.
So what about, you know, what aspects of your game are they asking you to sort of work on most?
Communication and just talking and organising and being the leader, I suppose, is probably a big one for me.
Especially when you got senior people around you.
Yeah, having to.
You got to tell man and not know what to do.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, but
Yeah.
no, I'm looking forward to the opportunity.
Great experience.
Yep.
Okay, what about, so you're living in Dunedin now? You're flatting on your own? Or?
Yep. There's flatting with four others.
Right. Of teammates?
One, Matt Faddis.
Right, yeah.
He's the only other player from Otago.
Okay.
And there is another schoolmate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were already in that establishment, were you?
Yeah, I moved in there a couple of weeks ago. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So up in Mornington, which is.
And it's good to have non-rugby people around you.
Oh,
it
is.
You can't live and breathe the game.
Yeah. They can come home and tell you about their work stories or just something different to talk about, I suppose.
What about hobbies? If you're not playing rugby, what else can you do? Do you do any study or?
No, I'm not a big study fan.
No, that's fair enough.
But yeah, I just like getting out, playing a bit of golf and just getting outside. And
you always go back to the farm when you finish rugby, can't you?
Yeah, love the farm. So
yeah, that's the life.
Yeah.
And so you're just looking to just grab what chance you can this year. That's basically what's in front of you.
Yep. There's a good opportunity there. I just got to go out and do my best and show the coaches what I can do and hopefully get an opportunity at some stage.